Okay, it's sunrise, and that's the Tennessee River. We are at the Chattanooga Bluff View Art District. It is an amazing location. And this location, above most others, reminds me of Suzanne. Because for a long time, this was the pretty fancy territory where she worked as a manager. I mean, this place is spectacular. It's amazing. This is a high promontory over the Tennessee River. We're talking about a cliff with a deadfall drop of what? A couple hundred feet? No. 50 feet, maybe, something like that. The river passage. The Tennessee River, for centuries, was a highway for Native Americans traveling by canoe. Then in the mid-1830s, many of the early Ross's Landing settlers floated themselves and their few belongings on flatboats past this bluff. Later, the river was dotted with keelboats laden with goods for delivery at Ross's Landing and churning steamboats filled with passengers and freight. Here's flatboats. Here's keelboats at Ross's Landing near the high bluff. The paddle wheel steamboat docked at Chattanooga Wharf. The swing ferry was replaced in 1891 by the Walnut Street Bridge. 1891. There was a ferry that was attached to the shore that would swing back and forth across the river. Passage across the river was by ferry, including the swing ferry that was connected to the island in front of you. The island was first known as Chattanooga Island and later as McClellan Island. The Kestersons at one time lived on the island and farmed it, although they had to make several hasty retreats in times of high water. The island is now known by the Audubon Society and kept as a nature preserve. That's that island right there. But the Bluffview Art District is an amazing part of Chattanooga. And as I used to live in the most special and beautiful house in Chattanooga at the foot of Lookout Mountain in St. Elmo, I used to live in this beautiful historic house, caring for my sister whose husband went away because of the certain afflictions common to all human beings, the afflictions and addictions of arousals and pleasure weighed heavily upon the peoples and caused some splits and tragedies. The Bluffview Art District, over the hill here, there is the museum. Now we're going to pull the bike out and pedal, get some exercise. That's a southern magnolia, people. A mighty old southern magnolia at the top of the bluff view. And the bocce court, there's some fancy seating places here. Some of these places are looking a little quiet, like they ain't getting used. You know what they've been doing with the COVID is just shutting things down. But the Chattanooga Art District is dotted with much artwork. And here's a nice old Mediterranean style hotel on the top of the Bluff District. And there's the Chattanooga Art Museum. And then in the background, there's the Lookout Mountain Ridge. Or is it Signal Mountain? I'm not exactly sure. Many UTC college students airing out their muscles in the morning. This is the Chattanooga Art District. Glory, 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 sweetness. The Hunter Museum, Chattanooga. And all kinds of interesting installations. And then there's a bridge over here that actually has a clear deck. You're actually walking on glass and you're looking down many, many feet as you're walking along the bridgeway. It's a bridge with a clear deck, which some people consider to be kind of scary. Okay, so this is the Bluff View Art District in Chattanooga. And it is a peculiar and wonderful destination. And the Walnut Street Bridge, you can just see through the trees over here. You can see the Walnut Street Bridge right through the trees, and we're going to grab the bike and take a ride. More artwork. A mighty sweet sun. Ballroom stomping at the Savoy. Dee. Hugging and jitterbugging. Yahoo. Hugging and jitterbugging. Yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Makes me think of David and Danya. My dancing disciple friends. Wow. Now look at that. Sorry. I'm not paying attention to the camera. The Savoy. Do-de-do-do. Bobby-dee-bee-bee-dee-bee. Bluff View Bakery. Bluff View Inn, Elegant Urban Inn. River Gallery. Rembrandt's Roasting Company. These are all former parts of my precious niece Suzanne's day-to-day life, her early working life. She was managing these places. Renaissance Commons. sunrise over the Tennessee River on the high bluff. Yippee hallelujah. Just giving you a visit.